What up, guys? Welcome back to Fight Frenzy with Francis. We just wrapped up an amazing weekend of MMA again, and yeah, this fight that I'm going to talk about here, if you watched it, it was kind of uncomfortable, and it was Kevin Holland versus Mike Malott. It had everybody in Canada buzzing for sure because we all like Kevin Holland, and the Canadians, they were cheering for Mike, right? But in that fight, it was very clear that Mike has a lot of power. All right, but Kevin also has a lot of power, right? You have Kevin who has longer reach. Mike is kind of short, so Mike had to kind of like blitz in there to get a hold of Kevin. And Kevin has some good counter punches, and the trick is, like, if Kevin goes in, you need to be careful of Mike's punches, right? Because sometimes they were landing hard. Now, I don't know which round, I can't remember exactly, but Mike basically kicked Kevin in the nuts twice. And it was hard. It was hard kicks to that area that you can visibly see that Kevin wasn't the same after that happened. After that happened, he was constantly trying to make himself comfortable. I think that threw him off his game. He was sharp. He was like very fast. He was throwing kicks. He was like, if you see their faces, like, it looks like Mike had more damage than Kevin. All right, and I think what had happened because of that incident, Kevin got distracted. Like, I'm pretty sure that is very painful. So I think what happened is that that pain was just unbearable for him to really truly be himself, right? And being loose in the cage and all that kind of stuff, right? What I am disappointed at is that the ref did not deduct any point. I don't think that was fair. I think that was a mistake of the ref. In the previous fight, there was a similar situation where a point was deducted, and it was only his first offense on this. But in this case, Mike did it twice to Kevin, and no points were deducted, to a point where they were looking at Mike and asking, they were looking at Kevin and asking, hey, do you want to continue? He's kind of telling the ref, listen, this is twice. He's trying to tell the ref, yo, you should take some points off. Ref wasn't doing anything. So I don't know. It's one of the best refs in the game, but I think he made a mistake by not taking a point off. And yeah, it threw him off. He couldn't fight the same. So I'm not sure. I'm not impressed on how the fight kind of went because I know that Kevin was hurt. Kevin was severely hurt, and I don't know. I don't want to get kicked down there, and it's very hard. It's like, who knows? Maybe he needs to see a doctor even now. Who knows? But I mean, congrats to Mike. Honestly, I think they should run it again. I think this fight they need to run it again because yeah, I don't think it was fair for them to kind of like not penalize Mike for this. And I think Kevin Holland on a good day, will give anybody some trouble. So I think, yeah, I think if they run it back, I think it solidifies. Like, who knows? Like, Mike could take this win and continue on, or maybe the UFC won't want to make this fight again. But yeah, this is a good fight to make. It was going in the right direction, but unfortunately, it ended up like that.